Okay, it's time for the Clear for Takeoff. Rich Kaplan with his aviation report. We're clear for takeoff, and a lot of moving and going, what's happening on Kennedy Airport. And to fill us in about more details, what's happening with Kennedy, we give you Rich Kaplan.
JFK is about to take its biggest transformation since it was Idlewild Airport in the form of a $13 billion project. 2 new terminals will be constructed. What the goal is basically to do is to reduce the amount of congestion at the airport. For those who go to Kennedy quite a lot, I'm going to be there next week. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. And the one thing that constantly strikes me is how congested the airport actually is. The way it is set up, you have 8 antiquated terminals. Yes, you have new terminals in the form of Terminal 4 and Terminal 1 and Terminal 5. But the reality is it's not a viable solution to a problem of congestion. What this solution is going to involve now is a $13 billion project that's going to kick off in 2020. 2 new terminals will be constructed, both of them environmentally friendly. They will also expand the Van Wyck Expressway, adding another lane in both directions. And most importantly, they are going to improve upon the overall appearance of the airport. It's not going to be as drab, it's not going to be as boring as it'll become a world-class destination that it's supposed to be. They are investing a ton of money on JetBlue's end, and they're also investing a ton of money on international end. With regard to 2 terminals, both of them will be international. One of them will be spearheaded by JetBlue. It'll be their headquarters. The other one will be more international than anything. And the big news, though, that they didn't talk about, and this is what has me concerned, we're not seeing new runways. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because JFK has been expanding over the years. A lot of people may not notice unless you live in Long Beach or the surrounding areas, the amount of air traffic is increasing. And the reason it's increasing is because Kennedy is selling their slots constantly to new airlines like China Eastern, China Southern, most recently Kenya Airways of Nairobi, which will be starting flights soon. So with that, you also have the influx of new aircraft like Boeing 787 Dreamliner and the Airbus A380 and the Airbus A350. So with these new airplanes, you need new runways. And the construction project that News 12 reported about will be involving runway, I believe, 13, which will be getting a complete makeover. That runway will go from asphalt to I believe, concrete, which is more friendly to the aircraft, more friendly to the environment, and most importantly, it's more friendly to operations on a whole. But JFK needs this influx, and it needs it bad because other airports are outnumbering it in flights, they're outnumbering it in revenue. Kennedy does well on its own, but it needs this shot in the arm. I think the 2 new terminals is definitely a positive. I believe that this is going to produce a lot more revenue for New York and for New York State. It is all private investment funded, meaning that bonds will be sold for it, most likely. So taxpayers are not going to be seeing a whole lot of a hit in their wallet with this. That's very important, especially when you take into account of the fact that its sister airport, LaGuardia, is getting a major makeover as we speak. So you need this. New York deserves it. It deserves a world-class airport. We are the gateway to the Northeast. I say this all the time. Yes, Boston is also a very big airport, but Kennedy is important. Kennedy is vital because Kennedy covers the Northeast. It represents the Northeast corridor on a whole. And because of that, you need this kind of funding, you need this kind of project, and you need to see these improvements. Travelers come to New York all the time, and you want to hear positives. You want to hear them talking positive about this state, not trashing the fact, oh my God, this is a third world airport, which it's not, but it could be a lot better, and it's going to be, Howie, and I am very excited about it.
Okay, great job, Rich Kaplan.